Hello guys, so today we are gonna do top sleeves patterns, and this is very useful to the people those who will be doing the fashion designing courses, or for the art student also it will be helpful. So we'll just draw the basic lines of a body sleeves so that we can learn the sleeves quickly. Okay, this is, I'm trying to show a hand which is away from the body so that we can understand the sleeves in a better perspective. So this is our body level and this is our hand level. So first thing that we have to learn out here is just what is a sleeve. Sleeve is something which is worn on the armhole and covers the hand. So basically we do have a armhole here, and that armhole when extends down, it gives us some sleeves which is kind of, a basic sleeve, or you can extend it. If you have a elbow level over here, you can have a elbow length sleeve, you can have a 3/4 sleeve like this, or you can also go for a full hand sleeve. So this is kind of a basic sleeve, and you do have so many variations. If you want to render it, you can do it with any of your choice of color pencils or color pens to distinguish, and there can be flares to this, but since I'm showing you very basic sleeve, I am not putting any flares to this. So this is kind of a basic sleeves. You can do a kind of little rendering over here so that it looks good. These 3-4 levels are this is a full length sleeve in the basic level, this is a 3/4 sleeve, this is an elbow level, and this is a short sleeve. Okay, now let's move on to our next sleeve, which is again I'll be doing on a different body level. Let's move on to the next sleeve, and again I'm gonna draw a normal pattern of a neck and then extend my hand so that I can show you a bell sleeve. This is my basic hand, that's why I'm drawing it very light. So if this is your hand, this is your basic body level, so we can have a bell sleeve which will come as normal from the body level at the armhole level, and slowly it can extend to 3/4 level, or you can extend it to a little 3/4 kind of elbow level, 3/4, or it can also be very full sleeves which is called as a bell sleeves. You can give out some flares over here in the center. The designing is up to you, but it extends like a bell. That is why it is called as a bell sleeve. It is a flary sleeve, and we can have some kind of dark color rendering over it so that you understand exactly the pattern of the sleeves. And you can have only one sleeve with full length, you can have till here or here. That's why I'm showing you 3 segregations for you to understand exactly how a bell sleeve behaves. You can erase the inner hand now if you want to have a more clear look, and you can have some rendering. The shape bell, so this is called a bell sleeve. Move on to our next sleeve. You can erase the lines of a pencil and do this. Next sleeve with the same hand pattern. I'm going to show you a kind of a sleeve which is named after a flower. Why it is named after a flower is that it has the same kind of a petal that a flower has. So you can also, and then a kind of hand, basically kind of a hand which is at your, so I'm gonna draw a kind of a sleeve which is little, you know, kind of in this is a kind of a sleeve which is named after the flower tulip, because it also has got two layers into it. Slowly you can erase this kind of the lines which are inside your hand. So this is a kind of a sleeve which is named after a flower, wherein you have to have two layers, and because it is named after a flower, let's render it with a kind of a red color. In this tulip sleeves you have some variations, wherein this is a kind of a sleeve which is totally without any flare. You can also have a tulip sleeves with flare, but there will be two segregation of petals. So for that sleeve I can show you another line of an armhole, wherein you can have it like this. Suppose the hand is over here, and then you have this hand, and you can have kind of a sleeve. So this is tulip sleeves, wherein you can have the flares, and so this is a kind of a flare in a tulip sleeves, wherein you can show this two parts. These two parts, the same are the parts, but the thing is you do have a kind of a flare attached to the sleeve. So you can have more flare or less flare, you know, tulip sleeves. But when you have these two segregations, then it is called as a this is the inside part of your sleeves. So this is a flared sleeve. So in this you can have more variations with less and more. Let's move on to our next sleeve, which is a puff sleeve. So again I'm gonna do with a basic body block, and then let's move on to the hand drawing. You can have I'm keeping the hands purposely little away from the body so that we can understand the sleeve, how it is moving on. So this is the line of demarcation of the body. So you can have kind of, you know, kind of a hand. So puff sleeve is basically something which puffs out at either the hem level of the sleeve or at the armhole level or the hem level. So if I am putting a puff at the kind of armhole level, then definitely I have to move it little away from the armhole and go a little beyond, and then make it a kind of puff, and then this kind of a construction wherein it will be little tight fitted over here, but will be perfect kind of on the top, and at the same time you can have kind of, you know, this kind of gathers at both the ends, or one also will do. For example, if you have this hand and you are doing a puffer sleeves at the top, wearing with some kind of, you know, gathers, and then this kind of a puff, so you can just tight fit over here at this end, and this becomes your puffy sleeves. So this is how it is. So this can be at both the levels, or it can be only at one level as well. So this is a puffy sleeve. I'll erase the coloring, so I can erase it little bit so I can have some shadows. On that I can trace my sleeve. A kind of a hem I'm doing it over here. You can blend it with a little light color, presuming I can have kind of the gathers and all. From here I can show my gathers. So this is a kind of a puffy sleeves. Here I don't want to give any gathers, but definitely it will fit your body length. So this is the difference, and this is the puffy sleeves. Let's do another sleeve, and this is a sleeve which is a kind of a sleeve wherein you don't find a armhole stitch, and it is basically derived from the dress kimono from Japan. So in this case you don't find these kind of an armhole line, and the dress itself gets the sleeve itself gets, whatever is the length of your sleeve, it gets attached to your main body. It's some kind of, you know, kind of dart manipulations and all. So basically you do find some kind of adjustment over here, some darts and all. And to understand the sleeve better, we can even draw a kind of a top wherein you just try to understand that this kind of adjustment will be there in a kimono. So you don't find this kind of a line which will be prevailing armhole cut for every kind of a sleeve. So this is what is a kimono sleeve. You can have the variation of a kimono sleeve. You can have kind of a flare coming out over here, or kind of you can play with the necks, or you can also make a adjustment in the collars here, or you can keep it as simple as a normal U. So when you don't find any kind of an attachment here basically, and the entire fabric can be a one-piece garment, just like a kimono that is worn by the people in Japan, the kimono dress itself. So this is the a kind of a sleeve, you know. kimono dress or a kimono. Let's move on to another variation of kimono, and basically it is called as a dolman sleeve mostly, and most of the times people do get confused with these two sleeves. Why? Because there is a little difference in the fitting and the way the darts are given in the two sleeves. So the kimono can be a flare sleeves or without flare sleeves. When you do a dolman, mostly it is a conception or a kind of an idea which is derived from the kimono, but then you do have certain kind of, these kind of flare which exaggerates from your waist, and there is no armhole line as such, but it generally comes very lower and narrow downs at your hem level. So this portion exactly differentiates from a kimono to a dolman. And as we don't have any kind of armhole lines, same kind of thing goes with a dolman. You don't have any armhole. Let's move on to our next sleeve, which is very interesting. Another sleeve, the same body block. Let's draw a basic outline of a hand wherein you can show a sleeve on the same pattern. So this is a sleeve which is a kind of wherein we are trying to add some cowls on it. Cowls are the folds. Cowls are the folds which are giving a kind of a design which is drapes kind of. So either you can go for the full cowls or you can cut short to till the armhole level that way. So either you can add over here, or you can also go only for a sleeve which is a kind sleeve which extends. So the sleeve can be only till here, wherein it can be a short sleeve, but definitely you can add the curls over here, and this thing you can have a kind of skin exposure as well, and you can have the entire body onto this, and this is a sleeve, the curls being the same. So basically when you have this kind of folds, it's called as a cowl sleeves. You do have cowl necks also. next sleeve. We move on to the next sleeve, which is a sleeve which is often called as a Lego mutton sleeve. Why? Because you do have a Lego mutton sleeve is something which you do have a kind of a puff which comes from the, like a puffy sleeve, it comes around your armhole till your elbow. You may have the puff, and then slowly moving on to, this is your body. So moving on to this, you do have a kind of a tight sleeve till the end. So why it is called as a Lego mutton? Because it do resemble a leg of a mutton. So this is the basic structure of a Lego mutton sleeve. This is how it is. In this also we can have some variations. We can have a short Lego mutton as well, and this is a long Lego mutton, so you can have a short Lego mutton as well. This is the folds at the elbow. Just rubbing it off so that I can give the same thing. This is a Lego mutton sleeve, and this is a cow sleeve. Now move on to our next sleeve, that is a bishop sleeve. So bishop sleeve is basically derived from a bishop's robe, that is a person in the church. So that is why it is called as a bishop sleeve. You do have a armhole line. You do go to straight. It extends from slowly it extends till here, and you do have a kind of closing, and this should end over here like this, and then when you have a body block over here like this, you do have the sleeve which is flaring out like this, and you do have a kind of a structure. So this is how a bishop sleeve is. So it can be a little round as well, like this, like this. So this is where a bishop sleeve comes into picture. Means it is a very kind of a straight armhole and extends slowly till the wrist. From the bishop's robe. So okay, so let's move on to another sleeve with the same basic body block. Let's draw this pattern over this side as well. Suppose you do have a dress which is kind of, so when I draw a raglan sleeve, I generally have the connection from the armhole to the so this is a kind of sleeve which will connect from the neck to the armhole, leaving all the your shoulder lines and basic armhole. So when you have a raglan sleeve, it can be of layer sleeve like this. So you can have a combination of a flare and a raglan. So you can draw it this way as well. So basically, you can use a kind of it can be any western top as well. So this, when you don't have this armhole lines, basically these all derived from the kimono pattern, the dolmans and all bat wings. Generally you will not find these armhole lines. That is how the sleeve patterns are derived, and this line is very important for you to understand a raglan sleeve. Purposely I have taken a kind of a flare sleeve so that you understand both the sleeves at the same time. You can play with the tucks with these type of sleeves. Will not do this much rendering, so we'll leave it over here. Raglan sleeve. So let's move on to another sleeve. This is a kind of a sleeve which is fancy sleeve with a kind of layer into it. So this sleeve is basically a layered sleeve. It can be a number of layers that you want to have in your dress, and depending upon your fabric, the construction is mostly like this. So this sleeve is a very fancy sleeve with a lot of flare into it. So we can try this kind of I have taken a 3-layered thing, and you can even extend it more. You can have 4 to 5 layers also. I have taken only 3 layers. And the width also depends upon the fabric. So at last but not the least, I'll try to show you some patterns of sleeves which are very common
and mostly they can be used in a kind of detailing or as an add-on feature into your garments. So let's move on with three different types of patterns. Or one is a kind of a sleeve which is often called as a cap sleeve, because it is just an extension of your shoulder and it moves like this into your underarm. So this is considered to be the cap sleeve. So this is basically a very short sleeve, and mostly women do prefer the sleeve as well, and another style factor. And the same hand I'll try to show you another sleeve which is mostly do have a kind of a normal pattern, but a kind of a roll on that we call it, when it flares little up, the kind of a boundary or the hem level do have a roll on. So this is a roll on pattern. So this is mostly called as a roll on sleeves. This is. So one more thing that I like to add on to this is that the cuffs that we call, and cuffs are generally, you can have it at anywhere. Generally at the end of the hand you can have a cuff. The cuffs can have some buttons apart from your sleeves, so you can have something here. Can have some buttons as well. So cuffs do come in different patterns which we can learn later as well. So in all the sleeves we do have so many variations, so many design factors by altering the darts, by altering the style levels. So mostly we have covered all the sleeves. So thank you very much for watching our channel. If you like our channel, do subscribe our channel and press the like button. Thank you.